Many good things come in threes. Three Musketeers, three Little Pigs, three sums. Don't think I'll get flagged for that one. One more for you. Credit card trifectas. If you're looking to amass points in just one ecosystem while keeping the setup relatively simple yet still packed with value, the Chase, Citi, and Wells Fargo trifectas have been valuable options. For Chase, that's the Chase Freedom Unlimited, the non-category spend card, the Chase Freedom Flex, the juiced up multiplier card in select categories, and the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the travel card that unlocks the value of all the points earned across all of these cards. You can replace the Sapphire Preferred with the Sapphire Reserve for a more expensive high upside setup, although for purposes of this video, we won't be getting into any of the premium travel cards. Citi's non-category spend card is the Citi Double Cash, its unlocker travel card is the Strata Premier, and its juiced up multiplier card was the Custom Cash. Yes, we'll need a replacement for that third slot now that the Custom Cash is no longer available to new applicants. As will the comparable card on Wells Fargo's side, given that the Attune card is also close to new applicants, leaving only the non-category spend active cash card and the unlocker travel autograph journey. Oh, and we can't forget that the Chase Sapphire Preferred also got a pretty major refresh recently. With all of these changes to the three setups, there is no better time to ask, is there a clear winner in 2026? Multipliers, benefits, redemptions, and protections will be the main categories for this head-to-head battle. But first, we need to fill those third slots in order to make the Citi and Wells Fargo trifectas whole again. Like the fallen Citi Custom Cash and Wells Fargo Attune cards, the replacement cards need to be personal cards, need to have no annual fees so that the overall cost of the trifectas remain $95, and also can't be co-branded cards given that we want to earn in a single points currency. The options are extremely limited, and in fact, I'm not sure we can go with anything else other than the Citi Strata card and the Wells Fargo autograph card. With our three for trifectas in order, let's go about comparing the overall set of multipliers. The Chase Trifecta offers 5x on travel portal purchases, Lyft rides, and Peloton for a limited period, quarterly rotating bonus categories on up to $1,500 of spend in the quarter, 3x on dining, gas stations, EV charging, vacation rentals, online groceries, select streaming services, and drugstores, 2x on all other travel, and 1.5x on everything else. Notable strengths are lots of 3x categories and that 5x in rotating categories, which have often been pretty useful categories like PayPal and dining. A cool detail is that if that 5x quarterly category coincides with one of the usual 3x categories on the Chase Freedom Flex, so dining or drugstores, they'll stack and you'll earn 7x. Comparing first to the Citi Trifecta, we also see a lot of 3x categories, being airlines, hotels, dining, groceries, not just online, gas stations, EV charging, select transit, and a select category of your choice from fitness clubs, streaming, live entertainment, cosmetic stores, barbershops, hair salons, or pet supply stores. We also have 10x on hotels, car rentals, and attractions on the travel portal, and 2x on everything else. Reasonable to say that the Citi Trifecta offers a somewhat broader coverage of the 3x categories, notably including things like transit, in-person groceries, and direct hotel and airline purchases. The customizable nature of that last 3x category, which is a good fit for pet owners as much as concert goers, is also pretty sweet. Coupled with how the 2x catch-all clearly beats the 1.5x catch-all on the Chase Trifecta, I'm giving the edge to Citi. Looks like while the Sapphire Preferred refresh made up some ground with those additional 3x categories in vacation rentals, gas stations, and EV charging, it's still not quite enough. How does the Wells Fargo Trifecta stack up? 5x on hotels, 4x on airlines, 3x on dining, transit, gas stations, EV charging, streaming, phone plans, car rentals, and cruises, plus 2x on everything else. Same cash-all with somewhat weaker 3x coverage, with groceries being the notable missing category. I'd still go with the Citi Trifecta unless you'll be spending a lot of money on airlines and hotels and prefer direct bookings over dealing with the travel portal. Anytime you're considering the multipliers on credit cards, it's important to have a good understanding of your historical and expected spend so that you can identify the multipliers that mean the most for you. After all, 20x in a useless category is effectively 0x for you. That said, for the average person who mostly spends in daily categories like groceries, transit, or gas stations, I would say the Citi Trifecta is the narrow winner. Now onto the benefits. Most no annual fee cards don't really come with coupons or membership benefits, which is very much the case here. So it's the $95 cards that give us something to talk about. Starting with the Chase Trifecta, we have a $100 annual credit that's good for any hotel booking via the travel portal, a global entry TSA PreCheck Nexus credit, a complimentary year of Apple TV, and complimentary Dash Pass membership, along with a $10 monthly non-restaurant credit. That first one is really good in making cheaper one-night stays virtually free, and the global entry credit can be a huge time save when you're trying to go through airport security and customs. Chase's offerings are definitely better than Citi's, where we also have a $100 hotel credit via the travel portal, but you need to spend a minimum of $500. Effectively, it's a maximum 20% discount, which makes it overall less valuable. Wells Fargo takes it in a different direction with a $50 annual credit for direct airline purchases. Even though its dollar amount is less than Citi's credit, I would still prefer it given its lack of a spend requirement, as well as the fact that you can book directly instead of through the travel portal. However, I wouldn't choose it over Chase's hotel credit, given that Chase's has a larger dollar amount. Coupled with the global entry credit plus those other memberships, I'd say that the clear winner is the Chase Trifecta, helped almost entirely by the recent refresh on the Sapphire Preferred. So far, little love for the Wells Fargo Trifecta, and unfortunately, I'm not sure the fortunes will be reversed when we consider redemptions. If you want cash back, all three trifectas give you that baseline 1 cent per point, and things like gift cards or shopping purchases rarely do much better. On the travel side, Chase has a unique redemption option called the Points Boost, where you can get up to 1.5 cents per point on hotel or airline bookings booked through the travel portal. Nice to have option, though I wouldn't rely on it for consistent outsized value, especially since that top end 1.5 cents per point is typically only found on expensive, swanky things. The more interesting debate comes with transfer partners. Starting with Wells Fargo this time, they easily have the fewest transfer partners and also don't really have transfer bonuses while Chase and Citi sometimes do, which is enough justification to not put it at the top spot. However, I wouldn't say that they're definitively the worst, given that their airline partners still offer coverage across all three airline alliances, which makes it in theory possible to obtain all kinds of partner redemptions, and also for the fact that their two hotel partners, Wyndham and Choice Hotels, offer the best ratios amongst all types of issuers. These hotel chains have relatively smaller footprints compared to the big four, IHG, Marriott, Hyatt, and Hilton, and also lack somewhat in the luxury space, though if for whatever reason you prefer Wyndham or Choice Hotels, then maybe the Wells Fargo Trifecta offers the best redemption option for you. Then, between Chase and Citi, the margins are slim. Chase has some unique, valuable ones like Air Canada, United, and Hyatt, though that ratio did just get slashed to 4:3, while Citi has other unique, valuable ones like Avianca, Cathay, EVA, and most notably, American Airlines. Prior to the Hyatt nerf and devaluation of their award chart, I would have given the slight edge to Chase, but now I'm going to just give the cop-out answer and call it a tie, and your mileage may vary. With the protections, all three trifectas broadly have similar offerings, and I'm not trying to tank the retention on this video by inundating you with all the details. Instead, I'll just point out that Chase's car rental coverage is primary, while Citi's and Wells Fargo's is secondary, and so if you already have your own car insurance, you really want to have that primary coverage. Then, Wells Fargo is the only one that offers cell phone protection. Klutzy me used to drop my phone a lot, like less so these days, but you still want to have protection. Let's call it a surface level tie between Chase and Wells Fargo. And with that, here we have the final results. Loosely giving 1 point for outright winning and half a point for tying in first place, we have Chase with 2 points, Citi with 1.5 points, and Wells Fargo with half a point, making the Chase Trifecta the winner. Of course, I'm not trying to convince you all to immediately assemble the Chase Trifecta and ditch using the other cards. As this comparison video showed, one trifecta can vastly outperform another trifecta when you consider how you spend in some of the different categories, as well as the transfer partners that you prefer using. So, determining the best trifecta for you requires at least some level of knowledge as to your unique situation. If you made it to this point in the video, consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel. And if you want to learn more about other credit card combinations with good synergies like the ones mentioned here, check out these videos on screen. Here's your card nerd signing off, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.